Thank you guys so much for coming. This is a completely uncharted territory here, attempting to have a virtual reception. But I feel like it is, something that we can do at least to recognize and honor everyone who was applied for the grants and who received them, and also a great opportunity for us to be able to recognize many of our new members. So we've got a dual purpose here. I would also like to take a moment and introduce Timothy Pham, who is our sort of liaison and helper. I'm not exactly sure of the real title there. Many hats she wears when I email her with questions about what we need to do, but she is with the Massachusetts Cultural Council and Field. We were formerly the Wakefield Cultural Council. We are now the Wakefield Arts Council, and there's a whole story there. And so she helps us with many of the questions that we have as we're going through the grant process every year. This is wonderful. We've got lots of different people here. So what I would love to do is take a moment to first have the new members of the Arts Council just take a moment to introduce themselves and just say, a couple things about what made you want to be involved on the Arts Council with us. I guess I could go ahead and call on people. I'll just go on my screen. Lori. You're muted. There you go.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Lori Dupuy. I'm almost a lifetime Wakefield resident, except I did 10 years in Atlanta, Georgia. But I wanted to be part of this because I fear losing one of the most important things about life, which is access to music and arts. And I'm also an old person who lives alone, and I want to do something important for Wakefield that I love so much. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you. And Diana.
Hi, my name is Diana Kennedy. I've been living here in Wakefield for 11 years. I have a background in performing arts and also in interior.
Diana, we can't hear you.
Oh, headphones. Okay. All right. My name is Diana Kennedy. I've been living here in Wakefield for 11 years. And I have a background in both interior design and also in performing arts, particularly theater. And as all of you know, the last year has been particularly hard for theater. So I wanted to be able to give back to that community in whatever small way that I could. This is actually a virtual background for a play that I am actually in rehearsals for. So I'm going to have to leave momentarily because I'm actually in that rehearsal right now. But thank you very much for having me.
Thanks. And Ira.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Ira Cummings. I have a background in graphic design, web design, software design, as well for my art practice, much more kind of visual arts based, painting, collage, some dimensional and digital stuff. And I joined the group because I moved to Wakefield just about 2 years ago, and I moved from Somerville, which has a pretty vibrant arts community, and so I was looking to connect with other folks kind of from that similar background, and looking to kind of help to foster and grow that here in my new community.
Thanks. Stephanie.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Rotinovich. Very similar to, I guess, what Ira just said. I'm new to Wakefield too. I moved here about 2 years ago. bought a condo here. Before that, I was living in Cambridge for a very long time. I work in Cambridge, live in Cambridge. So my background is in communications and marketing, and I've always had an interest in the arts and worked, voluntarily on a new arts STEM building coming into Cambridge called Cambridge Foundry. So have always been interested in the arts, and of course, moving here, meeting new people that have similar interests. So yeah, very excited to work with you guys.
Thank you. Welcome. I didn't actually introduce myself. So I'm Caroline Lieber, and I'm the chair of the committee right now. And I would love to just give everyone else who is on the committee a chance to just say hello as well, so that the new members get a chance to put a face with the old members. Sarah?
Hi, my name's Sarah Guerin, and I am a 20-year now Wakefield resident, although I still feel like I'm new. I have 3 children who are in the Wakefield school system, but for 10 years they went to the International School of Boston on the Cambridge-Somerville line. So Ira and Diana, I know that community very well. I'm a visual artist and a boot maker, and have a boot making studio in a small replica traditional shoemaking space at the back of our yard on Valley Street that all are welcome to visit at any point. And I've been on the Arts Council now 3 years, I think, and I was on the planning board before that, and am as involved as my children's lives allow me to be in town politics and art scene, because I really just love being involved. So welcome everybody.
Thanks. Kathleen?
Hi, I'm Kathy Kane. I have been, I think, on the Arts Council for about a year now. Been in Wakefield for 3 years. Live downstairs from my daughter and son-in-law and their 2 kids, they've lived in Wakefield for about 10 years now, I think. I am retired a few years ago from teaching literature and writing at Merrimack College, where I also took part in a number of theater productions. Very interested in the arts. I'm a writer. And I have found this group to be really helpful. For those of you who are new to Wakefield, this group has been very helpful in helping me to get to know other people in Wakefield.
Thanks, Kathy. Colleen?
Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Colleen Getty, and I am pretty much lived here all my young and adult life. And I used to be an English teacher, but had 4 children, and now I'm a writer, and I am the founder and director of The Room to Write, which is a nonprofit in town that supports writers of all means, ages, and abilities. So welcome all the new members, and congratulations, recipients.
Thank you. Okay, so Jamie, your screen's not on, but you are welcome to introduce yourself if you would like to.
I would love to. I'm sorry my camera's off. I'm not camera ready. Working from home for the past year has made me less than presentable. Hi everybody, my name is Jamie Hale. I've been on the Arts Council now for I think almost 2 or 3 years. I have a child in the Wakefield public school system. I am a writer. I have a background in sociology. I decided to be on the Arts Council because I love being involved in town goings on. And when we moved here, I think we've been here about 4 years, 5 years now. I just really wanted to get involved in town things. And I also used to live in Somerville. So small world, I think we all maybe migrated to the suburbs at some point. But anyway, I'm glad that I could be here, and I'm glad that everybody is with us. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. So yes, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I would love to just give the grant recipients who are here a chance to tell us a little bit about what their project was, what they received their grant for. We actually invited recipients from fiscal year 2020 as well as 2021, because we were not able to have a reception last year. So just also, so those of you know, we gave all of the 2020 recipients an extra year to do their projects so that if they needed to change anything in order to still put together something for during the pandemic, they were able to do that. So I would love if that's the grant year that you are here sort of telling us about, we'd love to hear how you needed to change things during this past year. Let's go with the raise hand function if anybody wants to do that. And then I know I can call on you to tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Sharon. Oh, you need to unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. My name is Sharon Tsai. I am the president of the Middlesex Concert Band. We received a grant from the Arts Council for 2020, which we are very grateful for. Like most performing wind ensembles, we took a hiatus last year, so the extension was highly appreciated. We met as our board met not too long ago, and we've decided to resume practice in early August. And the grant money will be used to fund our first concert of the season, which is our annual children's concert. Details about that are somewhat up in the air, pending guidance from the state and of course Wakefield, but our current plan is to make it an outdoor concert because we don't know what vaccination status will be come fall. And so we figured that would be safer in terms of distancing for younger kids. And 2 years ago, we combined our children's concert with a fall festival of some sort. And so we were thinking of something similar. And right now, the tentative date is October 3rd with a rain date of October 17th.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you. Looking forward to that. And Carrie and Greg.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Greg Cook, and we're the Wonderland Spectacle Company. And we want to thank you for the wonderful grant we got to, we're working on an art and nature film about Lake Quinnipiac. We brought some photos and stuff. Should we share screen? Can we share screen? Do we want to do that?
Yeah, I can help you do that. 1 second. Wait, it takes me a second here. I don't do this all day.
It looks like we can just do it. Oh, no, you need to give us permission.
Where is that?
Here we are. Hold on 1 second. Okay, see if you can do it now.
I'll lower my hand and do this. Yes, let's see if I can do this. Share. And this, whoops. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, sharing.
Can you see those photos?
Yes. Yeah, we see thumbnails.
Barely.
Oh, little thumbnails.
Can you see everything now? Can you see
Can you
it?
see a big photo?
Nope, not yet.
You don't see
Oh, let's do a different way.
slideshow?
Let's
Okay.
try a different way.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Let's try again. Share this one. Let's see if this works. Does
Yes.
this work?
Yep.
Let's do it this way.
That's great.
So what we've been doing is since the pandemic began, we've been doing family hikes, nature hikes around all over the area.
To stay socially distant and safe during the pandemic.
And in the before times, we had done, like we were an event company, we did parades and festivals and workshops for kids and things like that.
And mask making.
So this was kind of an adaptation to think of what to do during the pandemic. And the move we made is we began making videos for the first time, and they were inspired by the nature hikes that we were doing, and then sort of often combined with like an art activity inspired by or relating to the adventure. And so this one we're doing is inspired by Lake Quannapowitt. And so there's like, we've been sort of going around and doing video of areas around the lake, in particular creatures that live around the lake, and trying to sort of center them as characters. All the geese. This is the top of the lake. This is where the Saugus River comes in or flows out of the lake, I guess is the right way. And this is where that same looking the other way.
Yeah.
And this is the swamp at the top of the lake. So anyway, so we're doing this kind of video. I can show you one more thing. Can I do one more share? Actually, that's not what I do. I'm gonna do this and then do video. Let's try this one. Can this one, will this do? And then where am I back? Whoops. Can you see any of this? Let's see. Share. Can you see this video? Can you see this? I don't know. Anyway, so it's like, so this is like just a little bit, like we've been doing a lot of footage over a couple of visits. And we're gonna do more sort of show like just the lake in different seasons and sort of adventures there. And that's stop sharing. So
And
that's
our aim is really to celebrate the local community, including the natural community and all the living things that are our neighbors.
yeah. And things that kids can do safely in their own neighborhood while during COVID. So it's both things they can learn from home by video, but also encourage them in ways they can go out and experience their own neighborhood and learn, like the natural life within their community. So thank you so much. We really appreciate the support we got from the Arts Council, and we're really honored to continue working on this project. And thank you.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Now, next, the gallery at 57.
So that would be me. I'm not really the gallery at 57, but it is a very nice artist shop. It sells art objects down in Malden Center. I confess I'm not an artist at all, but for many years now, I've been making exhibits of labor and progressive political posters, mostly at public libraries, a couple of city halls, and I've done, I don't know, 2 or 3 at least at the Wakefield Public Library, which I owe you one from last year, the theme of which is called Black Leaders. And make this simple, this is a poster of Maurice Bishop, who was the head of the government in Grenada for about 3 years after a revolution there. And he was assassinated by some of his comrades. I was very sad. One of the most articulate guys I ever met in my life. I did get a chance to meet him. This is Angela Davis, former member of the Black Panther Party, political activist, member of the Communist Party, still teaching. And I had the good fortune when I was about 19 years old to meet her at a party down in Dorchester. And one more, if you don't know him, Google him, Paul Robeson, amazing guy, spoke about 30 languages, I think, starred in many movies, on stage. He was blacklisted by the US government for being a communist, but you should really read about his life. And I'm going to be doing the exhibit some month, which I'll notify the council of, which I'm not sure yet because I have to check with the library. My life's been a bit chaotic because of my exhibits being mostly libraries. What I had set up for this year and last year has all been changed around. So but I'll let the council know.
That is wonderful. Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I did forget one thing. You should all congratulate me. It's the first time I ever came onto a Zoom meeting on my own.
Yay. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and Lee.
Thank you. Thanks, Carolyn. I just wanted to say thank you, first of all, from the Greenwood Elementary School for the 2 grants that we've gotten, actually, one for 2019 and 20, and then another one for this year, 2020-21. It's been really great to know that the Arts Council is investing in the schools, to get the kids more arts than they already are, which is, it's already pretty substantial, but it's great to have more opportunities for a variety of activities. We did two things, actually. We had a grant from last year, which we postponed until this year. Very helpful. And the original plan we were going to take didn't work out because the artist was unavailable during the pandemic. So we switched gears and ended up setting up a 6-workshop series with We the People, which is a Boston-based social justice project that explores activism, equity, and resistance. They're fantastic. And they presented by Zoom to students in grades 2, 3, and 4 at the Greenwood Elementary School. So all the kids were at home in their little Zoom boxes like we are today. And they went through a series of workshops on entitled Everywhere and Nowhere Native Americans. And they explored Indigenous stories of migration, home, displacement, and belonging, which I think is incredibly well suited to so much that's going on right now. So they had this space where they were able to learn about justice and racism, but in the safe space of the school setting from experts, in social justice training. So it was excellent. It was great. For the grant that we received for this current year, we were able to host an entertainment event in the evening so that not only the kids, but all the families could enjoy this moment of entertainment and, togetherness via Zoom, so to speak, in the evening. So we did this in mid-April, and we hired the Fourth Wall to put on their variety show, Fruit Flies Like a Banana, which was great. It was really silly, fun. They're very entertaining, and they combine music, theater, dance, and acrobatics, actually. And the audience on Zoom was able to choose the order of their performances through polls. So it was a lot of fun. It was great. So again, thanks so much to the Wakefield Arts Council for allowing all of this to happen during, times of stress and conflict. We're able to still use the arts to be together and think and live. Thanks.
That sounds really fantastic. Glad to know that's happening over at the Greenwood. Catherine.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Dingra, and I have the pleasure of working with a couple different youth groups in Wakefield. And one of the groups, the Wakefield Youth Action Team, did a proposal back in 2020 for a project around mental health stigma. And they're a group that had to pivot during the pandemic with their original proposal. But I'm representing Bailey, who wanted to be here tonight, but she had a hockey game rescheduled. So our youth actually wrote the whole proposal, managed this whole project. So I'm just kind of speaking on behalf of them. But what they did was, it was called 100 Warrior Faces, and they got 100 selfies of it. They were originally going to have a photographer, a student photographer, but the pandemic happened right when they were launching it. They got 100 selfies of high school students and worked with a graphic designer to create a mural that's up at the Galvin Middle School. And the whole idea is you're not alone, and it lists stats from Wakefield Youth, the Youth Risk Behavior Survey of youth stats around anxiety. So 1 in 4 youth struggle with anxiety, some other mental health statistics. So youth at the Galvin see these high schoolers and know that they're not alone. So it's a huge mural up on the 3rd floor at the Galvin, and the youth get lots of positive comments about it all the time. So thank you, Wakefield Arts Council, for supporting the young people of Wakefield in providing them an opportunity to create a difference in their community.
Yes, thank you, Catherine. I hope to be able to get into the Galvin building one of these days and see it. That sounds great. Kirk and Marilyn.
Hello there, Carolyn. Thank you all so much on the
Thank you.
Wakefield Arts Council. It's really an amazing thing, these support grants, allowing us to do, all of us artists, to do things that we wouldn't be able to do. I also need to say, too, that many of the cultural councils aren't doing this intimate get-together like this.
I love this.
And for all of us who are working so hard at what we're doing, it kind of gives us a little social outlet so we can meet other artists and people who are doing these wonderful things, because we're all running all these different directions. So congratulations to all of you as well, too. I had to do a shout out because when I was in college at Berkeley, I was living in Somerville, and everybody remembers Steve's Ice Cream.
Totally.
There you go. The original Steve's Ice Cream. I was in a band. We even wrote a song about it. It should have been a hit, but wasn't. Anyway, Carolyn, could we have a share screen, because we have a little promotional video we could share with you?
Yes. Go ahead and see if you're able to do that.
Let's see here. Not
yet. Hold on one second.
Let's see here. Let's try again.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this works. I haven't quite done it with this. Let's try it. Here it is. We'll see if this flies.
Yeah, there he goes.
All right, here we go.
3 internationally renowned duos are coming to your local cable station. Pianists and composers Whipple and Morales, flamenco artists Suarez and Pardo, tango provocateurs Vivas and Barufaldi, with masterful works and arrangements by Whipple and Morales. The intimacy and elegance of tango are coupled with the fire and passion of flamenco, and a side of humor, served up hot by a fun-loving company. You'll enjoy this thrilling sextet from the comfort of your home. Tune in to see this exciting ensemble bring audiences to their feet. Duos, piano, flamenco, tango, presented by Cranberry Coast Concerts and supported by your Mass Local Cultural Council.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and what's exciting for us about this is that, gosh, with the funding received, we're able to get this to the Wakefield public access TV. So hopefully every Wakefield resident will be able to see it. And of course, we'll work together with you to help promote it. One thing that's been fun about these presentations is that they're not able to just do it once, but we're giving essentially a year-long license to the cable station so that they could run this multiple times. And
we're doing a Zoom.
And oh yes, thank you for reminding me. The other component, which was part of our grant proposal, was a community Zoom, which will also advertise. We're doing sort of a pre-concert lecture, which we'll record and then send to the station that they could broadcast before the concerts as much as they wish. And it gives local people an opportunity to ask questions. We'll share one thing with you that's fun I remember from seeing that clip. One thing we didn't know at the time that we recorded it is our tango dancer, Mariela. Let's just say that 6 months later, there was a new family member in her life that none of us knew about.
Yes.
And you saw that twirl that she did afterwards. Oh my God. So we'll share some little background stories.
She's dancing already.
And she is. Fiorella is a wonderful little gem. She's fantastic. And we also wanted to take a moment. Our website isn't perfectly functional yet. Hopefully in the next few weeks, cranberrycoastconcerts.com will be sharing some more things. And we're keeping our fingers crossed for good numbers health-wise and so forth, because my wife has written let me see, I'm going to get this where you can see it. She's written the iconic musical about the Cuban-American experience entitled Always Remember. And if all goes well, we're going to be presenting somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 or 20 of the songs from her musical in a live performance at Cranberry Coast Concerts on the long weekend in September. So one more reason to keep in touch with us is we're going back to live. And hey, we need some more live events so we can tape some more events so we can do more things like this.
Yeah, I hope there's no Martian invasion next
Or
time
zombie
something,
apocalypse,
yeah.
or But again, Wakefield Arts Council, thank you all so much for your
Thank you.
support. We greatly appreciate it. And to our fellow artists, keep up the faith.
Yes.
Thank you. And when do you think that'll be on the cable access? Do you know?
Thanks for asking. We've been playing email and phone tag. They're saying July, August is a good time, I guess, trying to get past graduations and so forth. But we told them that's fine. We're not in a hurry to do this. We're in a hurry to do it right.
Well, yeah.
So
right.
So we'll of course we'll keep you posted. And what we're doing with the stations, when we have the broadcast dates, we have a broadcast package we send to them, which is the Zoom packet, the Zoom show, the 1 hour show, a press release. They'll have a bulletin which mentions the dates and so forth. So it's we've been having a lot of fun with this.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's see, anyone else wanna present, from their, yes, Liz.
Hi, I have been a Wakefield resident since I was born, I think. My parents moved here and we've been living here, and somehow I've been involved with the Linden Tree Coffee House since about the second year. The first year I didn't know about it, but the second year I started coming down to do PR, and been getting involved in different things as different people came and went. For the people who don't know, this was to be our 36th season. Last year, we actually did finish our 35th season of acoustic music concerts with, I think the last two were on the internet, but we had the last live one. Matthew Byrne from Canada managed to get in here just before the shutdown, which was wonderful. And we had all our plans for number 36. When we realized we were shut down, we had to reboot because we couldn't have people coming in from Canada or New York or wherever. So out of the 16 performers, I think that we were originally going to have, I think 8 of them, we ended up making substitutions. We had, I think, 6 that were local, 9 that were national, and 1 international, because when one of our local people couldn't do, Bill Staines, who's always popular, could not do a streaming show, I contacted James Keelahan in Canada, and he said, sure. So I think we would have had way standing more audience than we would have been able to fit at the church. We meet at the UU Church in Wakefield. So that was kind of exciting, the different people that were able to substitute. We have one more coming up on June 5th with Pat Wichter and Reggie Harris, who are amazing national, international known. And then we just got permission from the town to put Bluegrass with Southern Rail on the Common on Sunday, July 25th. So that will be exciting, exciting news. For the fall, we are already trying to plan, but we haven't been planning too far ahead, but we'll probably do some streaming and try to start moving in some live music, hopefully. Probably a hybrid effect, because we've gotten surveys that we sent out have been mixed. I mean, we got so many thank you notes in the mail with checks and for the performers this year. People who's were homesick or couldn't get out. We're just very grateful for the live streaming that we were able to do. What I would like to share is back about 1990, there was a Wakefield High School young man who wandered in, I think in the winter, heard some music in the basement of the church, wandered in, and somebody probably, he said, I don't have any money. And we said, no problem. Somebody probably handed him hot cocoa And he remembers a blonde singer on the stage and has been decided that's what he was going to do with his life. And Kevin had put together a song that is absolutely, I call it the Linden Tree Anthem. Bob Tanner, who's local, he always takes pictures of the different performers. So I would like to, if you will give me the 3 minutes, I think that the video runs. It's just wonderful. And you might recognize Howdy Doody and Charlie McCarthy here, because I also, besides music, sort of end up in the puppetry world as well sometimes. Not performing, but a really good advocate. So how can I hit share screen? Is that what I do?
Yes, and then you just pick the screen, like make sure there's a little box around the one you want to share.
Okay, I think this is the one I want. And then share, allow Zoom, open.
Does it have audio?
Yes.
If it has audio, you have to go back and click the share computer audio.
Oh, share, where do I do that?
There's a little box.
Box. Share us. Oh yeah, share. No, not mute my audio.
Share sound.
Audio set. Audio. Test speaker built in.
So when you go to the share screen,
Share screen. Wait a minute.
there's a little checkbox there that says share sound.
Oh, I see that. Okay, I can do that. Okay. Get rid of that. Wait a minute, where am I? Okay, and play, maybe.
Oh, but we don't see your screen.
Oh, you don't? I see it. You don't see it?
No.
Okay, wait, let me try it again. All right, I have that box. Do I have to
Select the screen you want to share also. Like
I clicked it. Then do I move it in to that white? Maybe? No.
no.
Mail unknown, Safari unknown. Let me share. Open system to share. Okay. And oh no, because it's really something. I can read it, but the pictures and everything, you don't see it?
No.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear it? I can hear it. Let's see it.
Something drew me to her, old, bruised and battered, cold winds and a warm open door. I was softly spoken when she tore my heart open with tales I was never told. The basement held a full house and a voice telling memories, and the man with the banjo knows that the sound's just important as the words in the music. He'd follow wherever she goes. I was only a child, my eyes wide and wild, in a room where the listeners know I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in this church without a steeple. And I only want to play for you a song that I wrote or two on the old stage at Linden Tree. choir above. My eyes began to water with all that life taught her, and the life she had once dreamed of. She sang about love in an old baseball glove, and the whole room seemed to know the tunes. She showed us our fears, and how could he leave her, as she sang of Matilda too. I was a wandering young kid, my hair kept my face hid, in a room where the listeners know. I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in a church without a steeple. And I only want to play for you a song that I wrote or two on the old stage at Linden Tree. Her. It's been years since I've kissed her, and the old room still looks the same. I can see familiar faces, I can still feel the traces of a young boy forever changed. And the man with the banjo smiles because he knows his old songs will always remain. So good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple, and good night, my old linden tree. It's good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple, good night, my old linden tree.
And it's really too bad you can't see all the photographs that go with people who are local. And Kevin had sent that to me, I think it was like the beginning of March, and it was beautiful. About 4 days later, Ed Britt, who was the man with the banjo, had passed away. And Ed had been our sound person forever and ever, and winner of many banjo contests and designer of banjo, and a longtime Wakefield resident. So it was really too bad he never got to see he didn't get to see it. But you can actually, I think it is available on either my Facebook page or the Linden Tree Facebook page to see the pictures, because you'll see a lot of national and international performers that come to our town, and they really like to come. And it really shows, I mean, when Kevin first used to come to open mics, the redhead kid did not play very well. And every time he would show up every once in a while. And now, I mean, he's a rock star. So thank you. And thank you for supporting us all these years, because we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Stephen, did you have something to say?
I was just going to say that the music is very reminiscent of "This land is your land, this land is my land, from California."
Yeah,
I thought that too. I heard that at the beginning too. I thought that was very nice.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out I was trying to go through old records to figure out who was singing the night that he came. And we've been trying to figure this out for a while. Haven't come to a conclusion yet, but we will.
Stephen, yeah? Did you have something else to say, Stephen?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm sure you don't want me singing anymore.
So there's a few people here who have not yet, used the raised hand function, but I can just, call on you. Heather, yeah, go for it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this event. This is really, really great. It's such a wonderful reminder of why we're all doing the things that we're doing every day. Thank you for all the support that the Wakefield Arts Council has given to Greater Boston Stage Company over the years. We were able to fulfill the terms of our fiscal year 20 grant, and we're very excited to announce that we will be returning to live in-person shows in September. We're officially announcing the season tomorrow, but I have been given permission to do a soft announcement for all of you. So our first show of the season, we're going to open, given how many unknowns we're all struggling with yet and how everything is going to progress in the short term, we're trying to keep the cast size small so that we limit contact with performers, and then we'll see how, according to the governor, we can be at full capacity, but we want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable too. So we're starting the show with starting the season with a 4-person show. It's called The 39 Steps. It is a parody. It's very funny. And I think it will be a really nice sort of celebration of being back together and a nice chance to laugh again after a pretty hard year for everyone. From there, we will be going on, I'm going to check my notes, going on to, I believe that the next show will actually not be until our seasonal show. And the main stage show will be called All Is Calm. It is about the Christmas armistice during World War I, the peace treaty that lasted from the 24th to the 26th, right on the front line between French and British soldiers and the Germans again. That is a little bit larger cast. I believe it's 6 men. It is a musical, so we'll start being able to sing again. We're just sort of planning, these gradual increases of cast size, and now we can sing, and we're going from there. We are also going to be featuring young persons or young audience production of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And that is of particular interest to our grant with the Wakefield Arts Council, in that we applied for the grant to subsidize tickets for students and senior citizens from Wakefield. So we anticipate a lot of kiddos coming in, a lot of school groups, and we're hoping to be able to do all that we can to get our wonderful Wakefield patron base access to the shows that are coming. In the spring, we will go for a play that is called Incident at Our Lady of Perpetual Help. It is a memory play, and it is based around an Irish Catholic family set in the 1970s. The main character is a narrator and telling her memory of certain scenes, and there's really good bits with an aunt who wants to have a monologue and is it my turn yet, and not yet, not yet. So that one has a little bit bigger cast as well. I think it goes up, it's either 6 or 8 people. So again, we're increasing the number of cast and hopefully access for everyone as well. From there, I think we are, I can say that we're very grateful that we're going to be able to finally mount the play that we commissioned by playwright Christopher Walsh, which is Miss Holmes Returns. We were supposed to do this in our last season. It was going to close out the season, and it is the sequel to Miss Holmes, which was produced during season 18. So we're hoping to get as many of the original cast of that production back as we can. I believe, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe that at least Sherlock has signed on. So hopefully that will continue. And then we do have the season closer for next year is a co-production that is to be determined, but we're very close to being able to announce it. We just need to button up all of the final bits of rights and who's doing what, but we're really excited about that one as well. All of this to say that none of what we're doing could happen without the support of our local cultural councils, and we're so thankful that the Wakefield population in general is so engaged in theater and culture in this community. And I'm so thankful to see all of these other grant recipients who are doing such wonderful work. And thank you for sharing all of that with us, because that makes me feel great too. I love seeing what everyone's up to. So thank you very much. I appreciate the chance to tell you all what's going on.
Thank you, Heather. Looking forward to that. I want to make sure that people who haven't told us about their projects get a chance to say something. Rhonda, am I saying that correctly? You need to unmute. You're still muted. You're still muted. 1 second. Can you hear? Yeah. Can you unmute? You're muted. Yeah.
Lower left corner of the computer.
Hello, Wakefield Cultural Council. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 Yes. Hello. As a result of a generous grant of your generous grant, we were able to partner with the Greenmount Nursing Home, and on July the 21st, we're going to be able to lead our hip hop dance chair exercise class with the seniors at the nursing home. That's going to be a lot of fun. We had it scheduled for last year and COVID happened. So they're allowing us to come in this year and we're really excited about it. So we want to thank you for the generous grant.
Thank you. That's that. I remember approving that one and thinking how great that was going to be for the residents. So thank you so much.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah. And anyone else who hasn't, Kendall, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I am here with Yumi Izuyama, who popped off the screen. She's the star of our program. She is right there. But we tag team together in a story and STEM for young children. And can you hear me?
Yes.
And so we are very excited because we got a grant in Wakefield to do the Odyssey School, which I've done grants for before, for other towns. And so I brought a grant about innovators, about the rubber king and the shoemakers, the innovators in the area there. And this time we're going to be doing Kamishibai with Yumi Izuyama, which is Japanese paper theater. And it's like a theater in a box. And it's so cool because it's without electricity. And it's, the kids can wrap their brains around it. It's screen size. And it's a traditional format that has been used in Japan and in Yumi's home of Brazil. She's really from South America. And so it lends itself to some wonderful storytelling, and she's a fabulous storyteller, illustrator. And then we follow up with a science, nature related STEM project. So we've been Zooming. We haven't been able to get a date with Odyssey just yet. I mean, we know that we have to fit in when things work with them, and they, it may not happen right away. So we've got 9 other grants. So we ended up doing a couple other grants. Hold on a second. I'm gonna record. Quiet, please. Sorry about that. We've been Zooming for 14 months in the same household. But what's happening with Odyssey is that we will probably get in there this summer or maybe next fall. And in the meantime, we're at Breakheart. We got into we're doing the story of the butterfly at Breakheart at the Stone Amphitheater. And I had to jump through a few hoops to get permits and stuff. And it was a great thing to do. And that's happening this Friday at 10 a.m. for preschoolers. And we also have a Zoom through the Everett Library. We've been doing Zooms all along during COVID with mostly libraries and some recreation programs. So what has evolved is we do series now. So like in Everett, we just did a Zoom on the Amazon rainforest, and we did all these great animals that the kids get to, cut out and play with and interact, with during Zoom. And then they draw their own habitat, and then they do their own kamishibai, storytelling themselves. And it's a lot of fun. It's just very engaging. So, but I feel bad Yumi's not here tonight. She was here for about 45 minutes, and she says hello. And her website, if you haven't been there yet, it's JapanesePaperTheater.com. And she has about 10 different tales that are from all over the world. She just finished a great one on the crane. But the ones that we're doing in Wakefield is about the sunflower. So we actually take a sunflower, and the kids actually get to, if it's in person and it's outdoors, which we hope it will be, they'll get to break apart the sunflower and look at the golden spiral that the bee travels in the sunflower head. And, it's just a great hour to have with the kids. I appreciate the grant that you gave us.
Thank you. That sounds wonderful. Kirk and Marilyn, did you have something else you wanted to say?
Yes, thanks for letting us chime in one more time. Heather actually spurred a memory that we wanted to share about Marilyn's musical Always Remember. We recorded a video in Miami with Lakeville soprano Sarah Mon that we're going to be premiering. We're crossing our fingers that everything works out for July 4th, Independence Day. The title of the song from her musical is Ciudadana, or Girl of the City, and it's a celebration of, a Cuban girl who's been on a journey and just loves being in the city, hates
camping. Totally hate camping.
And,
sorry.
And that's coming. And actually, I mean, you can all see this. I mean, even if our website isn't up and running right now, find us on Facebook. Kirk, Marilyn, Whipple, Morales. We'll friend every one of you, and we want you to stay in touch with us.
Yeah.
And also, we have a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/whipmo. And there's a bunch of stuff that's Whipple Morales, get it. So youtube.com/whipmo. And Ciudadana is not up there yet, but if all works out, it's going to be up on July 4th. And aside from the other songs that you could hear if you come and see us live, wait till you hear Miss Mon's voice. She's amazing. So thanks for that little moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Rhonda. You're muted.
I have a joke for Mr. The Gallery at 57, his first Zoom. I just threw my 8-track player away. Forget it. That's all.
Very good.
That's all.
Thank you. Okay. So I wanted to there's a few people who weren't able to come. I just wanted to share some of their things with you. Mark Chester Photography is going to be at the BB Library December of 2021. And he's got a photography exhibit there. And Women in Jazz was at the BB already. And just wanted to recognize that they did a great performance. So another like Zoom library performance. And the Discovery Museum just wanted us to, they just wanted to share thanks. And I told them I would read their statement for everybody. They wish to thank the Wakefield Arts Council for supporting Open Door Connections programs, which provides ways for families facing barriers to access, visit, or participate in our programs for free or very low cost. In typical years, nearly 50,000 people visit us for a free or just $1 per person Open Door Connections. And this includes EBT, Connector Care, WIC card holders, military families, educators, children with disabilities and their families, and all families on summer Friday evenings. In 2020, although our attendance overall was down significantly due to the pandemic, Fully half of our non-member visitors received free or discounted admission through Open Door Connections, an indication of the growing need in our communities. Without the generosity of our supporters, we would be unable to serve these families. Thank you again for your support. So that is the Discovery Museum. Yeah. So yes, thank you all so much for coming, for sharing. It gives me such great joy and hope to hear all of this about all of the arts that is coming to Wakefield and about all the artists in all of the surrounding areas. So I'm so glad that we can continue to provide these grants with the help of the Massachusetts Cultural Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So unless anyone else has anything else they'd like to share or say, Kathleen?
Rhonda, I can do you one better. I remember when 8 tracks were an innovation over reel to reel.
Oh no! Do you know, I want to tell you one thing. My son was doing a project. He plays the trumpet, and they had a project a few weeks ago. He had to research what a 45 and what a 33 was.
Oh,
Why do you need to research that? Come on now, you don't need to research that. You should know that, right?
You know, we play Bach. Just saying.
That's okay. I have a turntable in my house.
I remember 78s.
Oh, the fast. Oh, okay. I remember 78s too. Okay, I remember those.
I still have some of
I've
mine.
got a big stack of them.
Oh,
We have a turntable too, still.
oh, turntable. Okay.
And cassettes.
Oh, cassettes. Yes. All right. Are there any young people here? There's no young people. We can't laugh at them. Oh, yes, Miss Pham. You look like a young person. Do you know what a 45 is?
Sadly, no. Sadly, no.
You don't
You're referring
know?
to the gun?
I know. I'm laughing. All right.
It's a pistol.
My son didn't know either.
Speaking of Timothea, I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about the cultural councils, just in case, since this is being recorded, if the wider audience doesn't totally understand what the councils do, if you want to kind of fill in any gaps there, or whatever you'd like to tell us.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation and congratulations to you all. It's been a pleasure just learning about you all as individuals, but also your projects. I think it's extremely exciting. I wrote some dates down. So if you ever want to get your things promoted, definitely send it to the Wakefield Arts Council, and we can definitely get it on our social media and our newsletter as well. So just a little bit about the Mass Cultural Council. It's the state's leading arts agency and receives funding from the annual state appropriation from the legislature. And our programs fund schools, individual artists, cultural organizations, festivals, local cultural councils, facilities, cultural districts, and youth. For me personally, I'm a program officer with the Community Initiative team, and I work with all local cultural councils in the greater Boston area, greater Springfield area, and Nantucket. So I do recognize a few people here, which is really exciting. Hi, Heather. And so across the state, there are 329 local cultural councils that serve all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. And this year, the LCC program awarded 6,000 grants totaling $3.5 million, thanks to your local funding and legislature. And I know the Wakefield Cultural Council received $10,500 and distributed $10,925 to you all. So I think that's really exciting. But yeah, I also work on the festivals program as well. So if you do have any questions about that, you can also ask the Wakefield Arts Council, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But again, congratulations. This is extremely exciting. It's very inspiring as well. I was definitely like, wow, this is good work for sure. But thank you so much to you all.
Thank you.
I have one question actually. It's unrelated to the Cultural Council, but Stephen, you mentioned that you met Angela Davis, and I just want to hear that story if we have time.
Sure. Well, I must have been from Maine to go to college, and through some people I met, I got invited to this party in Worcester, and so I went to the party, and Angela Davis was there. And, like I said, I was 19. She was pretty young too. So we got to talk with her and dance with her, and she was very lovely. And that was the last time I ever saw her. But after that, she went on to become famous and infamous. Do most people know who Angela? Anyway, she was an activist. She was a member of the Communist Party. Yes. She got indicted by the FBI once, yes. Put on trial. She was a college instructor. She gives speeches around the country. She's still going strong. So Google her, Angela Davis. The Rolling Stones did a song about her, Angie.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, smart.
Yes, her book, Our Prison's Obsolete, kind of changed my life. So I'm very curious about that story. That's so interesting.
One of my claims to fame is that I was in the Marin County Courthouse when she was being tried.
Whoa.
In 1971. Yeah, I didn't get into the courtroom, but, and I saw her. She spoke at a national conference for writing professors about 5 or 6 years ago. Still going strong.
I was living right up.
She's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I was living right up the street in Santa Rosa.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
So there seems to be a little connection of lefties here.
You could say that.
I actually have a practical question. Not, it might be a little boring, but I'll be quick. Timothea, would the Mass Cultural Council entertain funding a library who had great exhibit space for art, but would need funding for like a hanging system?
Yeah. So I think it really depends on the local cultural council that you apply to. Some do have specific council priorities, but something that we definitely did change during COVID was we're allowing for local cultural councils to fund operating expenses. So that would kind of fall under something that would.
So a library couldn't get funding directly from the Mass Cultural Council?
It could.
Like that? Oh, okay.
Not directly from Mass Cultural Council, but through the local cultural council program. I think that's definitely something. And we have project grants as well. So that's also something that they could apply for.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you guys all again. And we'll probably just go ahead and close this meeting, but it was such a pleasure to meet all of you. And
thank you, Caroline.
Thank
you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Congrats.
Bye.